The question is, how can I raise godly seeds, and what worked out for you? That is like the question of the year. Like that is, the question everybody, yeah, everybody wants to know. People have been asking and we just can't answer everybody individually. So we will eventually make a proper, sit down video talking about all these things. We will start to talk about that today because I know people have a lot of parenting questions, but we'll do like a proper video. Let me just start out by saying we are not experts at parenting. We have only parented one child up to 3 years old. So that's what we can tell you about. Take what we say with a grain of salt. We are not parenting experts, but obviously you're asking this question because you see good fruit in our parenting. And so whatever we, did, of course, we want to share that with you. But I do pray the Lord will continue to equip us for every season of life and we'll continue to share things as we go. But at the moment, I consider us novices, but to the extent that we have, succeeded or done well, we want to share whatever we know with you. So, with that out of the way, it is, first of all, easiest to raise a godly seed if you yourself are godly. We went to a christening today. That's actually the main event that we had of the day, why we were running late. My cousin's son was being dedicated to the Lord, and her father spoke about this, and he said that we have to be more role models for our children. Children do as they see. Thank you. Somebody says we do it so well, as though we were experts at it. It's the grace of God. I truly believe that God gives so much grace for parenting, and that's why it makes me so sad to hear people say that like they don't want to have children. Like in America, I think more and more people are disinterested in having children and are childless by choice. And I really feel that they're just operating out of fear and they don't understand how that God gives so much grace. He equips us. You pray to him and he answers the prayers of his children. And so going back to the role model piece, if you are a godly person, if you love the Lord and if you serve the Lord, that's already going to be like, that's the foundation already for your, for the success of your parenting. So a godly tree bears godly seeds. Another thing I want to say about this question is that discipline is really important. And discipline, of course, meaning guiding your children, teaching your children, discipling your children, but that also involves correcting your children, chastising them appropriately like the Bible commands, right? Because the Bible says even about the Lord himself, a good father chastens his children. So chasten your children. Okay, I'm going to say that loud and clear because it's like a controversy. I know my African brothers and sisters, you guys probably don't have any controversy about hearing this.
Can't explain anything.
Right. But my American brothers and sisters, this is like a big topic of controversy. But let me tell you, you must discipline your children. Okay, you must. Don't let them be wild and wayward. Like, correct them in love, just like, yes, thank you. Somebody said in the comments, in love, correct. That also sets them up for success, right? Because if you let them be too wild and do all the things that they want to do, they're going to lack focus. They're going to lack concentration, And so when you teach them how to sit in church, for example, that's like the smallest, most basic one. But a lot of people, when they have small kids, they are afraid to take their kids to church because they feel like their kids are a disturbance and they kind of like reduce the frequency of going to church. But you should do quite the opposite because your children need to see your example and they need to be accustomed to the church environment. So the less you take them there thinking that you ought not bring them because they are noisy or because they are this or that, you're actually doing them a disservice because now when they go to church sparingly, they won't know how to conduct themselves in church. So you ought to bring them regularly and they will learn. They will grow accustomed to the environment. They will learn how to navigate the church environment. And they pick up a lot there. They see people worshiping. They see mommy and daddy worshiping. They hear the teaching. No, of course, they don't understand everything in the teaching, but they're watching everything transpire and that is good for them. So, and it's an opportunity to discipline them too, because church will be a place where they will try to run, to and fro or wherever. And, you have to do some disciplining, in love, just like the person said.